ating personal effectiveness coach and corporate communications guru. Walang iba, kundi si Miss Sheila Viesca. Good morning, Miss Sheila.
Hi, Ma'am Sheila.
Good morning,
po.
Tita. Hello, Rina. Hi, Angel.
Hello. Nako,
Well,
maganda tong pag-uusapan natin.
Naka-black tayo ba?
Oo,
nga, terno kayo ni Kix.
Oo. At ang colors na Angel, let's be more sophisticated, Kika. It's chartreuse.
Oh,
Chartreuse. Oo, pag
mahirap i-spell yun.
Ako, charcuterie eh.
Chartreuse.
Huwag na, magpahirapan mo pa yung Wednesday.
lime green na lang.
Pinapahirapan mo pa kami
Parang
sa
yellow.
pinagsasabi mo eh.
Siyempre. Oo. Balita ko, Miss Sheila, pinag-uusapan namin off-air to, ha? Magsusukatan pala tayo ngayon, hindi ng ating mga bewang. Pero ano bang susukatin natin ngayon para maihanda natin?
Yes, leadership capacity. Kailangan malaman natin kung paano ito susukatin.
Oh,
Paano ba yan,
paano
Ma'am
ba?
Sheila?
Ano bang ating dapat malaman tungkol dyan?
Oo.
When it comes to organizational setting, marami tayong mga metrics in evaluating how effective our leaders are. Pero in the social setting, bakit hindi natin gamitin to? So, magandang i-identify kung ano yung mga universal factors. Although may mga particular items naman or criteria that are unique for organizations. Pero yung mga universal factors, there are 3. So, one is communication. And ito na measure to sa clarity of thought. Then, the other one is interrelational skills or more measured on one's ability to judge people, so judgment of people. And the last one, of course, is the leader's commitment to his task. So ito yung tinatawag nating personal integrity. And while these are seemingly abstract ideas, may mga metrics na pwede tayong gamitin para ma-evaluate natin kung ano yung kapasidad ng mga namumuno as we do when we're identifying yung mga core strengths ng mga leaders in our organizations.
Okay. So, simulan muna natin dun sa communication na unang na-mention mo, Ma'am Sheila.
Communication, which is represented by one's clarity of thought. Dito makikita mo yung kakayahan ng taong mamuno. Pag sinulat mo kung ano ba yung dapat nangyayari sa kumpanya or sa pinamumunuan niya, ano yung mga vision, mission of his leadership, ano yung mga na-emphasize niya in his communication with his people. And here, I think it's a good thing to consider that we should choose or support our leaders not only on the basis of what they oppose, but more so on the basis of what they are able to accomplish, what they truly represent. Kasi madaling sabihin, ayoko ng ganito, ayoko ng ganon, ayoko ng ganyan. Pero what has been accomplished by this leader? So titignan mo, align ba yung accomplishments niya sa mission, vision, or ano yung dapat nangyayari dito sa komunidad or kumpanya? And ano yung ang mga importanteng operating metrics para ma-determine mo kung gaano ka-successful yung mga projects niya, yung mga community work niya, yung mga organizational efforts ng leader na to. Maganda ring tignan when we talk about communication, yung nangyari in the past 12 or 24 months based on his communication with his people. Dito mo kasi makikita kung ano yung importante sa namumunong ito, whether it's the CEO or the manager, usually it's a company owner or the leader in our community. Ano yung consistently emphasized when he's talking to his teams? And therefore, gaano ba kaklaro ang namumunong ito when it comes to written communication, spoken communication, yung mga one-on-one interaction niya or group interaction. And again, titignan mo, hindi lang yung mga sensational items na nasasabi. Because usually what's sensational are the simplified versions of the truth. Ito yung mga ayoko yan, mali ito, mali yan. Pero pag-aaralan mo, may mga nagawa ba? May mga na-accomplish ba siya? Given the clarity of expression in his written and spoken communication.
Halaga yun,
Oo. Kapag po ba, so kailangan nakikita rin po, no, technically, sinabi niya yung written and unspoken communication at kasama rin po yung pakikisama ng isang leader sa kanyang group mates po, di ba, Miss Sheila? Pero how do you balance po yung halimbawa na para ikaw ay, alam mo yon, approachable pa rin, but at the same time, merong boundaries, may authority ka over the team para hindi naman, alam mo yon, kasi minsan talaga kahit may pagkakataon na naaabuso no, yung whatever that we are willing to give to other people. So paano po natin mabalance yung ganong style of communication to our teammates, no? Team members in order to have a successful goal in the end, Ms. Sheila?
That's a very good question. On point yan, as it segues to the next factor that we would like to discuss, which is judgment about people. Ito yung interrelational skills. That's strongly affected by the leader's style of communication. Kasi if you are a leader who takes your job seriously, magkakaroon ka ng preparation when it comes to your communication. At bago mo ilantad yan, ibulalas yan, kailangan meron ka munang internal communication that's happening with your core group, with your trusted team, para naman hindi sabog or hindi all over the place yung communication mo. And in the process, when people listen to you, they will know what you stand for. Pero importante rin naman na bago mangyari to, you have a good judgment of people. Kasi kung mali yung mga taong nandyan, no matter how good you are at communicating, mai-influensyahan ka, but what do you end up accomplishing? So here is where it's important for the leader to have that strong sensibility in evaluating the capacity of his team members. So gaano ba siya kahusay when it comes to promoting or recruiting, hiring the right people for the company? Ano ba yung accomplishments ng mga taong nagre-report sa kanya? And nakuha ba niyang dumistansya o magpaalis ng mga taong hindi na align dun sa vision, mission of the organization. So, importante yung relational skills, interrelational skills that's strongly affected by the leader's style of communication. Pero again, importante talaga na yung tamang tao nandoon.
Kaya usually itong mga yung mga tatakbo for election, for the next year's election, what they would do is, Ma'am Sheila, tama ba ako? They would hire talaga yung mga good in communication para they would write it out for them kung hindi man sila magaling, di ba? Tsaka yung mas gusto nila yung taong medyo at least katugma nila para at least nagigets yung point nila, nakukuha sila, and they would write it off.
That's right, Rina. Along that line, a good leader is someone who would also listen to a mentor or a coach or a confidant or a senior member of the group that he does not necessarily agree with. Kasi may mga salungat na opinion na hindi naman necessarily mali. So a good leader would show his strength by listening to the senior members of his team kung ano yung mas nararapat, and he will be able to evaluate that. It can only happen if he has, again, good judgment of people. Kasi yung mga nakaupo dyan ay mga taong pwede niyang pakinggan without bias, na makakapag-consult siya, because we all need that person, or we all need that group na pwede natin i-konsulta, hindi sila bias, hindi sila fanatics na oo lang ng oo. and we've seen a lot of good leaders, and we know that they are only strong because of the people who support them.
So true. So true. Sheila, curious lang
Sige, go
ako. Parang meron akong, hindi ko lang maalala exactly, pero meron akong narinig na a true leader is someone na hindi lang basta-bastang nagkokomanda, hindi lang basta-bastang nagbibigay ng order, na parang team member din, is also a doer, is also part of the team. How as a leader, from someone na meron kang posisyon na you're supposed to lead, how do you effectively put yourself in the position dun sa mga sinasakupan mo, doon sa mga pinagbumunuan mo?
Ang kaganda naman ng tanong nyo, dire-diretso sa ating topic. Kasi yung pangatlo natin, di ba, yung commitment, that is represented by or that is matched by the leader's personal integrity. Dito makikita natin na the leader is someone who represents something beyond himself. Hindi lang yung hindi niya gusto, hindi lang yung hindi umayon sa kanya. He's not even motivated by narrow personal interests. Kasi sa kanya ang importante yung feedback ng marami, kung ano yung makakabuti sa majority. Ano ba yung core projects na makakapag-inspire sa marami. So, yun yung titingnan natin when it comes to measuring one's leadership capacity. Kasi yan yung makakapag-decide kung talaga bang itong leader na to, madadala tayo sa tama. Are we going to achieve our vision as we take on this enabling mission of the company? Yung productivity, makikita natin dyan. Yung quality of projects, yung ease of execution, kung ano yung kailangan nilang gawin. Importante yun when we talk about leadership capacity. So,
Saka yung Go ahead,
yes,
Ma'am Sheila. Go ahead, Ma'am Sheila.
Yan. So, pag may mga ganitong napag-aaralan ka, makikita mo na the people who are supporting this leader are usually encouraged to do more, to align with the leader. Kasi yung confidence nila hindi diminished eh. Alam nila that they're following someone or they're being led by someone who represents the greater good, who's looking after the greater good of the majority.
That's why it's important for leaders to have yung open-mindedness for leaders and to be good listeners also, because sometimes yung mga inputs ng mga members is also a good point for them to consider, diba? When making a decision also.
Yes.
Yun. Miss Sheila, go ahead
Yes,
po. Go ahead.
yes.
Sorry, akala ko wala pa. Oo.
Yeah.
Go ahead po.
In line kasi with what Rina mentioned, leaders should be able to ask for feedback about their performance. Hindi dapat matakot na mag-responde kung may mali o kung may kailangang ayusin. Then, if you are the leader, kailangan alam mo rin kung paano i-rate yung level of your team's commitment to their work. Kasi ganun din yung ginagawa nila sa'yo eh. Ano ba yung level and quality of commitment of your direct reports? Kasama yan sa measurement of your leadership in terms of personal integrity and commitment.
Ayun. May tanong ko lang din po, Miss Sheila, no? Yes, yung dun sa mga qualities na mention nyo kanina, especially yung communication, is really important na meron ng isang leader. But when we are talking about, let's say for example, ito pong pagpili ng ating susunod na pinuno ng ating bansa, no? Medyo talagang mabigat yung responsibilidad na yan. At gone are the days na parang we are drawn to motherhood statements, right now we are looking for someone who will take action on the things that he or she has been telling us, no? Para in the end hindi lang ito parang lip service. Kung sinabi mo you're for this issue, anong gagawin mo? anong gagawin mo? What are the steps that you're going to do? O, 'di ba? How will you implement this, etc. No? Instead of you saying, yes, I am for this and I love this country, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we all know that, but how? 'Di ba? So, I think yun nga po yung sinasabi natin, yung communication is as important as taking action. And paano po natin makikita sa isang leader yung ganoong quality na this person is not just lip service yung gagawin niya, and that in the end he will follow through on the things that he or she is saying to us. Kasi ayaw po natin, kumbaga, maskam, di ba? Na parang, ang ganda ng mga sinabi niya. Ito yung gagawin niya daw. Ito
ayaw
yung
nating
mga sinabi niya. Pero in the end, wala naman nangyari di ba? Hindi naman nangyari yung sinabi mo And contrast lahat ng sinabi mo dun sa ginagawa mo ngayon. So, how do we figure that out in a person na who is running dito sa isang pinakamataas na posisyon sa ating bansa?
Yes. Well, everything that we're talking about, from the communication to the judgment of people to personal integrity, these things all add up to trust. Kung paano mo makapagkakatiwalaan ng tao. And well, of course, trustworthiness is something that's both a science and an art. Pero hindi ito mahirap i-measure. Ano ba yung level of competence ng taong to? Ano yung na-accomplish na niya? Ano yung character niya? Ano yung pinakita niya in the course of his leadership? Paano siya tinitignan ng mga taong pinamumunuan niya? And how clear is this leader when it comes to talking about the future? And moving the country, or on a smaller scale, the organization to the right place in terms of capacity building, in terms of economic soundness, or clarity when it comes to execution of projects. Tapos meron ba siyang mga nagawa na pwede nating balikan at i-duplicate? Diba? Hindi lang yung may nasabi ba siya na nagustuhan ko? Hindi pwede yun as you mentioned, Angel, maraming lip service na mga slogan na catchy. But if you dissect them, wala naman silang sinasabi So, bakit niya sinabi yun? Ano yung napatunayan niya to prove that this particular phrase is aligned with the values and the commitment of this leader. So over time, makikita natin yung mga kasagutan dito. When we look at the track record of this person, ano yung scope nung influence niya at yung benefits na nagawa niya para sa mga taong pinamumunuan niya. Talagang hindi natin pwedeng pakinggan lang. Pag-aralan nating mabuti at tanungin natin ang ating sarili. Ano ba talaga ang nire-represent ng taong to? Sino ba talaga ang taong to? Kasi madaling-madala. And if we're not thinking, we will join the bandwagon kung sino yung mas mataas ang rating, sino yung mas maingay,
popular,
sino ang mas sensational.
Hype.
Oo,
yung mas natatawa tayo, na-entertain tayo. Parang ganun yung nangyayari.
Yung mas uso.
Oo. We will simplify our metrics when it comes to choosing the leader, when in fact, the art of building trust is complicated. Kaya magkakaroon din naman tayo ng sarili nating internal communication or monologue kung okay, ano ba yung nangyari sa pinamumunuan niya at gaano ba siya ka-dedicated dun sa mga taong pinagsisilbihan niya. Ito ba yung tao na may mga ideals and principles na gusto ko sa isang namumuno? At hindi lang yung gusto ko siya kasi pareho kami ng ayaw. Pareho kami ng pinasusuklaman.
Parang parang tawag doon, Miss Sheila, kailangan talaga titignan mo, go back ka talaga sa track record nila. Pero po, paano po ba yung halimbawa, meron po ba tayong red flags na po pwede natin makita doon sa isang tao na teka lang, itong mga sinasabi niya o yung choice of words niya and actions niya ay parang it's not in line with what I believe in. Let's say for example po, yung 4 or 5 candidates natin presidential, they were asked about the issue about vote buying, ganyan. And then all of them answered it no in different way no, iba-iba yung kanilang mga perspective. One said sige tanggapin mo pero iboto mo kung ano yung konsensya mo. The other one threatened no na ito mangyayari sa iyo. The other one bahala kayo. Yung mga ganun ano. So ano po ba yung red flag no when it comes to choosing a leader? Ano ba yung dapat natin makita na teka itong choice of words na to, choice of actions medyo parang mukhang self-serving to yung ganyan. Miss Sheila.
Okay. So, magandang tanong yan, Angel, and I'm very glad that you raised that because the end definitely does not justify the means. Hindi pwedeng sabihin natin let's vote by principle kung unprincipled naman yung ginagawa natin. So it's very important for leaders to really make a stand on certain issues at hindi lang half-half. When we talk about integrity, you cannot separate one piece of the pie from the rest. Especially if you are in that position. Okay, nabubulok na yung one slice of the pizza, pero okay naman yung 7 pwede mo pang gawa ng paraan. Hindi. Everything has to be done right. That's one thing that's good now kasi nakikita natin to Hindi lang dun sa sinasabi ng leader kung ano yung ginagawa nila, kung sino yung pinamumunuan nila. Are they leaders who are ready to make tough decisions? Hindi lang yung whatever is popular kasi yun yung gusto marinig ng mga tao. And when we talk about leaders being able to lead us to the right way, the right way is not always the easy way. Pag sinabi ng leader, okay, sige, i-consintin nyo kasi ano naman to, hindi naman masyadong nakasagabal sa operation natin. So okay lang na malate yung tao, okay lang na mangupit yung tao. Basta in the end, masaya naman lahat. Parang ganun yung nangyari sa isang organization. In the end, those little things will catch up on us. Kasi they're not aligned with what we expect from a holistic leader who is representative of personal integrity. One cannot be excellent as a leader if one area of what we see is compromised.
I love
Ma'am
it.
Sheila, in connection with that, yung integrity, no? Ako, I have a question regarding that one, no? What if, masasabi mo bang may integrity pa rin ang isang tao kung nagbago siya ng statement niya? Like, over time kasi some people would change their statement, diba? Like, for this time, in favor siya of something, tapos the next time, hindi na siya in favor of that same issue. So, can you say that that person still has that integrity kahit nag-change siya ng statements niya?
Minsan kailangan gawin yan, Rina, kasi that's part of leadership skills, the ability to make hard decisions. Mag-change ng paniniwala kasi narinig niya may mga ibang pananaw, perspectives na mas naayon or tama. On a smaller scale, yung hinire mo na tao, hindi pala para dyan sa posisyon na yan, you should be willing to let go. Isa pang kaakibat niyan, Rina, is yung ability to take responsibility for one's mistakes. Malalaking steps to, especially if you're on the spotlight. Kasi nararamdaman mo, madi-disappoint mo yung ibang tao, tapos medyo iiba ka ng course, hindi siya popular. But great leaders are able to treat these challenges as opportunities to build trust. And if that's the case, we end up admiring them more and looking up to them. Kasi nakikita natin na yung part ito ng clarity of their thought, na alam nilang akuin kung may pagkakamali sila. Pero hindi naman natin na gusto na yung leader pa iba-iba rin. Diba?
Yun nga,
Or wala
Walang
stand.
kung naguguluhan tayo.
Oo. Siyempre, sino pa naman ang gusto no?
Correct. And if you don't stand for anything, you can, di ba, madali kang makakuha ng mga taong sa'yo. Yes, because they will assign onto you kung ano yung gusto nilang makita. So, yun din ang babantayan natin as voters. Baka meron tayong mga tinitingala na traits or characteristics of good leaders na wala naman. But since there's a void, walang sinasabi, walang nagawa in that area, we assign onto that person kung ano yung image natin of what is immaculate, what is ideal, what is excellent. So, hindi, maging rin tayo, maging klaro rin tayo when it comes to our choices. Kasi our life,
siguro,
our future depends on this.
Yes, Kika, you were saying something.
Yes, no. Meron lang sanang gustong malaman, ano. Isa ito sa mga katanungan ko na noon ko pang gustong malaman yung kasagutan. Kasi, alam mo, it's always a debate, ano, na lahat ba talaga ng tao may leadership skills? Or meron talagang mga taong kayang mamuno at meron lang kayang sumunod? Parang sa organization, sa political arena, parang malaking question yan na alam mo yun, na kasi kahit sino pwedeng ma-appoint pwedeng ma-appoint na boss, pero kaya mo bang panagutan yung responsibilidad ng boss bilang leader, na bilang politiko, kung ano man yung posisyon na uupuan mo? Meron, lahat ba talaga ng tao, Miss Sheila, posibleng merong or not everyone has the kasi alam mo nga yung mga politiko, di ba?
Oo. I like that question very much, Kikay. Yes, kaway-kaway muna.
Thank you for that one.
Yes, thank you for that wonderful question. I think everyone has leadership skills. Ang katanungan lang, how relevant are your leadership skills for that particular situation, on that particular moment? Kasi iba-iba yung mga quality ng leaders depending on the personality, depending on the exposure. Ang importante dito, ano yung kakayahan niya na mag-adjust, mag-adapt? Kasi yun yung sitwasyon. At ito yung kailangang leadership style na hindi naman nalalayo sa personality niya. Kasi authenticity is still key. You want your leader to be consistent, to be authentic. For instance, kailangan natin minsan ng matapang na leader, ng maingay. Kailangan natin ng action ng risk taker na leader. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-conform sa single mode or model of leadership kasi iba-iba yung tao. Yeah, so I appreciate that question kasi kahit sino pwedeng maging leader. Ang katanungan, anong klaseng leader ang kailangan natin at this moment? And by these three universal factors, makikita natin yung kakayahan ng isang tao not only to take on the challenge, to take on challenges of that significant and serious role, but also to build trust among the people that he's leading. So yung communication, clarity of thought, yung relationship skills, judgment of people, and commitment to his work or to his task, to his duty, which has to do with personal integrity. Pero hindi natin pwedeng i-fit sa isang mode yung leader na gusto natin. Titingnan natin yung kabuuan ng kanyang pagkatao.
Ayun. Oo. Dun, idagdag ko lang din dun sa sinasabi ni Rina kanina, no? Siguro normalize nga yung changing of opinions, pero depende pa rin sa situation, no?
Yeah.
Makikita mo naman kung may pattern yung tao kung papalit-palit siya ng political party, in a sense of, if we're talking about political arena, di ba? Papalit-palit siya, political butterfly siya. Yun ang talagang walang integridad.
Oh.
Pero kung sa isang issue, naliwanagan siya na mas mabuti ito para sa kababayan niya, normalize the change of opinion. No? Naku, ang dami nating natutunan kay Miss Sheila and marami pa tayong gustong actually i-share, itanong sa kanya, but I think wala na tayong time, pero next Wednesday siguro I'm sure okay ulit yung ating pag-uusapan, marami na naman tayong matututunan kay Miss Sheila. Miss Sheila, before we let you go, saan po ba kayo pwedeng makontak? Kasi marami po nagtatanong sa atin paano daw yung mga workshop ng company ninyo, Miss Sheila.
Thank you very much,
Talkshop.
Angel. Thank you for this opportunity, Rina and Kikay. Talkshop you can find Talkshop online, www.talkshop.ph. And please call us for the schedule of classes, consultation on your requirements at 0917-894-5588 or 0917-877-5588. Also on social media, Talkshop PH, Talkshop Consultancy, or Sheila Viesca. And if you need trainings, coaching, consultancy on leadership effectiveness, communication excellence, personality development, relational effectiveness, we're here. Just keep in touch.
Call us.
Ayun.
Call us. I love
that
it.
note, thank you so much, Miss Sheila, for joining us again this Wednesday. As always, syempre marami tayong natutunan.
Ganda ng topic,
Salamat,
ha?
Happy Wellness
Wednesday,
Wednesday sa'yo.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wellness
Bye
Wednesday.
po.